Hello guys, Susanna here. Okay, I am back for another part of this Birds of Beauty. The first one was sort of a bit of an introduction showing you the kits. I've got something on here. And then this one I'm going to do week by week. I'm going to do a different bird. So this week I'm going to do a fairy wren, and then the following week I'll do that one. It's because I don't really want to put the things down until I need to, because they come off when you do use the heat and bond. It's only because it's a light one, because I want to be able to stitch through it. So I'm just going to do the wren this week, and then next week I'm going to do the tufted titmouse, and then the week after I'll probably do the red-breasted robin, and then so on and so on. So that way, for those of you who have purchased a small kit, at least these three will be out of the way. And then I'll continue on with the rest of them for this big one. But I'll be working on the big one. I was umming and ahhing whether I was going to put it in a hoop or not. But because it seems to be peeling off, I've ironed it down. The light with Liza Fix just really doesn't seem to sit too well. So I'm going to, this is fabric glue, which will dry clear, we hope. Okay, so I'm going to put it inward a little bit, make sure that I've got this there like that, and there we go. So I know that to keep it hold of that. So I've got these that I've picked from, if you get the larger kit you get these colours, but I've also got some of them. That's what I was able to obtain. You will need a black as well, so I've got that in the black. I would like to get a black in or a grey in the DMC thread, because I'd probably like to use a few, like maybe 2 or 1 thread in that. So when we do this, I really want to do a lighter thread. So okay, so what I'm going to proceed to do, I sort of sussed it out a little bit with the robin. I want to do where I don't stitch it all down, but I stitch like a majority of it down, and just do just a couple of little stitches here and there to create, you know, to create the work of it. So this was coming off, so I may do that. So I'll use this picture as a guide of the coloration of the bird. So I'm going to use some of this brown. Oop. I made up one for myself. I think the brown, there you go. If you get this and you find that the brown is probably underneath all of the other one, there we go. Now I'm going to just use my normal needle. I might actually use a bit of a thinner one, still a thinner one with a bit of a bigger hole. So I'll probably, these are a mixture of, they look like pearl 8s, crochet, some crochet cotton, that's in that one, and in the yellow. Yeah, so I'll use a little bit of everything that's a crochet cotton as well, variegated. So I'm going to start with the tail. Okay. Oh, just pricked myself. Now, where is my I'm looking for my thimble. I'll be back. Okay, I found it. Took me a while. I've got two of these babies sitting somewhere and I had to search everywhere. So, anyway, well, I will get inspiration from Pinterest or some of these other places that can inspire you to. I've got also inspiration. You can get inspiration from Textiles Transformed by Mandy. She tells you how to do, you know, the beak and the feet and all that kind of stuff, which is really good, and the eye. So yeah, this is where you get inspiration from, and of me of course. So I'll okay. So I just want to maybe stitch down some of the things so that they're not going to go anywhere. See, it's coming off already. I might stitch this down and over. So we just do straight stitches here and there to hold it down. I'll do some, it's almost like you do a little seed stitch over a lot of it, really. Okay. Now I've got a couple of black lines which I've drawn on there, which I'll probably go over with the black thread, which is, where are we? Where's the pattern? Here it is, up here. See, I've drawn in some black lines in here, so I'm going to go over those with the darker thread. It's a shocker, it really does come up. So I'm going to try and hold it down as best as I can. A couple of stitches. It's almost like a running stitch down the middle of that. Okay. You've got to remember, you know, birds, they've got feathers, so you sort of want it to be a little bit scattered. I'll do the same on here. Just want to do a few scattered stitches. Sorry, none too chatty. So it's going to be fairly simple. I might even, you know, grip some of it and go over the edge as well, like this, just so it's going to hold it down there too. Hopefully you're getting this, and this is in camera. Ooh. There we go. Okay, once again, I'm going to grip on the edge like that, and I'll probably do it again here and go down here. Catch the edge on here, because I sort of wanted that feathery look, and then I'm going to come back in with the black. So doing this isn't hard, it's just getting the right colours and the right stitches to make sure that it's stayed down. There we go. Okay, now picture. I know on the picture, just gonna go, there's blue just there, so I'm gonna leave some of the brown. There we go. Got the blue there, and there's brown there and some blue there, so I'll just leave this. Like I said, the places where it hasn't got the fabric, I'm going to be using thread as colour, so it's not all just fabric, and we have a bit of a 3D element. So I'll continue to use up all the thread. I might even, that looks like it needs to be tucked back in and go down. Okay, till we meet down with the other side. I mean, this is not too interesting to watch if you are not going to be participating, but if you are, got an idea what you need to do. Okay. Might do another one just here. I might as well use up all the thread that I've got, so I'm going to do a little one here, maybe a few more small stitches down here. I think it's come out. Maybe two more, and then I'll finish off and get out either the black or the blue, probably the black. Okay. I think it's come out again. The joys. I think I've only got one more stitch left, and before I finish it off, but I better do it. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'll give it a pause. You sort of got a bit of an idea. and I might even give it another iron so that just sits down a little bit. So we're stitching and we've just caught the edge. I'm going to get some blue there so it matches the blue here, and then the lines in there I'm going to get a little bit of the black, so I'll be back. Okay, I'm back again. I've gotten the DMC, they've got, oh no, that's not the DMC, this is the DMC, and they've got 6 strands to a thread. So I've gotten 2 strands of black together, and I've gone up and down just with the back stitch either side where those stripes are on the pattern here, there. So what I'm going to do is do the stripes that are on the here and here, and might even attempt to do the beak. I might do that with a thicker one, but we'll see how we go. So what I'm going to do, just come up through here, and I'm just using a thin layer. Do it this way. So we're just going to do back stitch, which is going to be holding that down. So just use the illustration that's on there as a guide. Didn't quite connect these two, so I better do that. The tiny little one. Just go through and then start here. Oh, excuse me. And work your way up and down. So just doing a back stitch, and because it's a DMC thread, sometimes it can come apart, so you wet your fingers and pull it through again. Need it to be fine. When I do the stitching along here, I might even use one thread because it's on against the white, and it's very fine. Fine threads. I might even go through to there, back in the hole, and then back down here. Okay. Often you've got to turn in whichever way you're going. Okay, going that way. So doing a back stitch this way. See how it keeps coming up all the time? It's so annoying that it's light heat and bond, and yeah, really doesn't stay on very well. I mean, it makes it a little bit easier to sew through because it's not as thick, but okay. So you get the drift. I'll continue. So there's one more here. I might even do 4. Maybe, yeah, I've got a small one there as well. So I'll continue going on there. You see what I mean? And then I'll come back with it, maybe a little bit of blue. We're just going to do some small black stitching just to hold that down. I might even come in with some white to hold that down before I even come back, just to, because it's really moving. I'll be back. Okay, back again. And what I've done, I've gone over this because I had to hold that down, so I just sort of did a little slip stitch around here, and then just all stitches and sort of went into that part there. We're going to go over that with a little bit of grey, maybe some of this grey colour and some of this brown, because on the sheet it's sort of more of a grey browny colour, so we're going to colour that in. But before I do that, I just got the 2 threads and I just did just a quick stitch around just to hold it down. And then when I got to here, I'm just going to do, you do the shape of the beak, and I'm just going to do a quick satin stitch to, although I'm not going to show you how because it's really hard to see black on black, so I wasn't going to show you how I stitch the black too much, because it's really hard for you to see me stitch black. It just doesn't seem to show up for some reason. So I thought I'll just did a very, you know, sort of like a running stitch, catching pieces here and there. And I thought I'll do this with the fine thread because the beak is quite fine and becomes quite small, so it's just a satin stitch. Becomes smaller till we finally get to a little point. Oop. Need to sew that part down and this part come off there. So I've just got to glue that back on. Yeah, it might pay to get some good heat and bond, or even the glue stick again. But that's why we got to stitch it down so it stays down. Okay, I'm going to come to a bit of a point, but it's quite hard. There we go. Go down. And then we have the beak. So tie it off. Going through, looks like I've missed a bit here, so I'll loop through that and knot it off. Doesn't matter what it looks like on the back, as long as it's tied off. Okay, now I'm going to get some of that blue. This is for the crest, and that's from your little pack that you get. There's three lots of blues in here, so it's the middle one, and this is like a variegated, which I will use on here. So whenever something like this comes off, get your glue and glue it back on. It is rather annoying the way it keeps coming off all the time, but that's how it goes sometimes. Now, put a knot in the bottom. So just straight stitches. Oh, it's a very big knot, don't want it too big. Okay. And once again, it's fairly big. And I'm going to start from here because we sort of want to mimic feathers. But at the same token, don't want it to come undone. So go on the outside, grab. Okay. I think this is probably the easiest way. Just small little bites, I think. go around the outside first, just so it stays down, and then I'm going to double back. Okay. Okay. Hopefully you're able to see that. Maybe one more there. And there. Could probably come up here and I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to come back in with darker thread as well. So just use the piece as a guide where you want to go. Poor old bird looks a little angry at the moment. I think once we highlight the eye, hold this down. Oh, someone sounds like they're revving up. I'm going to have one more there. And I'll come through here and highlight some of the blue here, and we've also got to do it on the feather, remember, I mean on the wing. And it's just very scattered stitches because I'm going to come in with the darker, and I'm going to stitches just here. I might even pick up some of that black there. So it's like thread painting. Okay, now I might stop a little bit here and maybe even go up here again. I think we need a little bit more blue there. Okay. Okay. Probably even, no, the top's probably right. I might go back and do one more stitch here, just to make sure that's being held down. Now I'm going to come back in so we can see this. Oh, stitches so far. Oh, hurt myself. Yeah, they're just sort of scattered little stitches, and then I'm going to come back through there. I'll just pause it for a sec. Okay, I'm back again. We're going for a fair bit. So when you get these, see this variegated thread, I used that darker blue, and I just did the darker blue there, and in the where the wing is, so it matches up with this. So I'm going to go back through here and do sort of like a grey. I might even use the browns. I'll use this one because it's got a bit of cream and brown in it, and I'm going to just do what I did here. So I'll do that there so it fills it in through there. Now what I'm going to show you now for the feet, all we do is just going to do like a backing stitch. Okay. I think I might just do a bit of a Y. Might need to fill this, and I'm just using a pearl 8 for this, so fill this up a little bit, then we're just going to do, don't want to fill it up too much, keep a little bit of the back and just do a very quick back stitch. And then we come out to here, we have, whoop, you just got 1, 2, 3 at the front, and then sort of one small little, it's got a bit of a knot in it, typical, it's always the way when you're nearly done. That, and then one small one at the back. Like that. Then I'm going to go here. Do a smaller one. Don't need as much here. Fill it in a tad. And do the same thing. Okay. They're not very big feet. Okay. 3 at the front. 1 little claw at the back. Now with the eye, I'm just going to go this one here. Whoop. Oh no, just pulled out that. So we come out here. They seem awfully close. I might have to go make them a bit more back gappy, but we go back down here and then finish off that. And with the eye, I'm just going to do a little satin stitch where the eye is, and then go around it with in white with just a very small running stitch. So there you go, there's our little wren done and dusted. And then the next time I'll have a tufted titmouse. You'll see in the actual in the thumbnail the finished. Well, I'll take a photo and have it finished where it's finished there and all that kind of stuff. So that's sort of the basic idea of what the birds are going to be. There will be some difference in some of them, but mainly a lot of straight stitch, backing stitch. We'll probably do a bit more fancier stitches when it comes to the leaves and stuff. So yeah, just proving to you that it's really quite easy to be able to do some beautiful birds, and you don't even need to do as much stitching as I've done there. You can do as much as or little as you like, and it looks rather effective. I think it's really cute. Okay, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you next week when we do the tufted titmouse. Okay, bye.